Good evening to you and to all your audience. I believe that these are advanced war phases. It's natural as long as Netanyahu achieves consecutive wins and achieves goals, he will continue in increasing the pace more and more. Today, I see that he is insisting on this, despite of the direct Iranian interference, not only through Hezbollah in the war against Lebanese territories, or through the resistance on the Lebanese territory against the Israeli invasion or incursion in Lebanon. This is clear through the statements of today and yesterday in the diplomatic talks of Iran, that any solution for the issue of Lebanon, either at the level of the application or the implementation of the international relevant resolutions or the ceasefire, Iran will be the one negotiating for this, because the war decision in Lebanon from the side of Lebanon is Iranian decision. This is a new thing. Hence, last week, we have watched movements in Julan, so we are confident that Israel will increase the pace in the Lebanese and Syrian areas. This happened indeed. We also see in return that Hezbollah striking Haifa. So this is also advanced the strike. So the pace of the war in terms of goals is increasing more and more. This is the reality.
I will take from what you said, sir. In your opinion, why does Netanyahu insist on fighting on two fronts, even after the assassination of Yahya Sinwar?
Assassinating the leader Yahya Sinwar has many indications, but the phase of the war now, and the war will have many repercussions even on Palestine, and it will have repercussions in all the axes. I can definitely say that nothing changed for Israel except for making progress or delaying in some phases. However, the losses happening on the other side, Iran decided to go these wars and to confront through its influence and through its supporters and allies and its arms in the region. Just like the US and Israeli decisions, which is direct war, not a proxy war. But today we see that Iran is interfering, which means that the front lines of Iran are not as comfortable as it should be and require interference by Iran. So the assassination of Sinwar, regarding it, I'm sure that Hamas will get an alternative without not mentioning whom. And there will be disagreements on who to lead Hamas. This depends. Either the upcoming period will include political resistance or military resistance or both. There is no specific answer to this up till today. These are the repercussions. But I believe that the field movement and military movement go in line with the diplomatic movement, which means that we have reached advanced phases and the following phase will be crucial, or it will be an assertive or assertion phase until the end of the war.
Well, after Sinwar's assassination, many Israelis have called on Netanyahu to seize the moment and strike a deal with Hamas. Do you think that he will finally listen to them or not?
So both teams are extremism. Hamas is right-wing extremism group, and Netanyahu is right-wing extremism prime minister. So, but it's a state and an organization. No states conclude deals with the organizations because organizations have more freedom. They can disrespect their agreement or dishonor the agreement and return to the resistance work, which happened before. With Netanyahu, who is extremism or extremist, I don't think that he's ready to conclude any deal with anyone, especially that the other parties, either Hezbollah or Hamas. For Netanyahu, they do not recognize the Israeli entity. So how can we build relation or make an agreement with anyone who does not recognize Israel? On which basis? Another thing, that is Hamas ready to conclude a final deal or agreement with an entity that they do not recognize? I doubt this. But from the Lebanese side, if the matters develop to the point of agreement, the situation will be easier because first, the state will be in the place of Hezbollah, will replace Hezbollah when it comes to negotiations. So in Lebanon there is a state, but in Gaza, unfortunately, there is no Palestinian state, and we hope to have a Palestinian state. So a state may negotiate and agree on some things, and maybe the exchange of hostages and the end of conflict. But these are not final agreements that are obligatory, and both parties would respect until the end. And mutual recognition from both parties, actually I doubt that would happen, because any Israeli agreement with Hamas movement will lead to maybe a phasal result, not a final result.
Yes.